Hello YouTube, Ronan Kazi here. Doing legendary Roosevelt Island. It was this week's project. We wiped, me and the team leader wiped in the first. We had a couple people and they just overextended. We ended up wiping. We started again, him and I. We're in the beginning. This has been a long legendary. I started it here. It's about 20 minutes from here to the end, but this is, I've tried to tell you before, this is like the false, I'm almost done. This section's a little bit hard if you don't take care, and you're going to see why here. No. There's my unbreakable firing off. We have a dedicated healer. He's kind of a lower level guy. He's been fantastic healing. He's exactly what I've mentioned in previous videos. He's someone that adds a big bonus to the group with his dedicated healing. Maybe his damage wouldn't have been there, but his healing has been spot on. And I don't think we would have gone as far without him if he was in a different role. So kudos to him. So you see, if you don't have enough pressure in the beginning, you get these grenadiers. And I think I'm going to snipe that guy, and you're going to end up, I think I do a poor job at it. But what I had to run in this instance was my DPS skill build. And in the first run, I started switching up to the the different sections we were in, and we just ended up wiping, and people tried to res me, and we wiped, and the two people quit. So I just stayed DPS, skill DPS. And it's one of those times where that's just what I need to do. Unbreakable fires off again. We're just getting pounded by those grenadiers. And so you will see at a certain point, if you don't have the right mix of skills, and I catch a bull. I brought that on myself, fucking with the, but that's our healer, is spot on, fucking with that sniper up there. Excuse the language. And so I resigned myself at a certain point that I just was going to have to be a skilled DPS. The mechanics of that again are, I put a status effect on someone. You can see the leftmost icon. That then tells me that for 27 seconds I have a 20% bonus to my skills. And then usually I switch over to test subject, and that's another 20%. But we are just getting clobbered. So I eventually have enough of this. And so I'm going to push on this guy. Now, I don't want to pretend like I'm some great thing, because there's only one left. But this is the problem sometimes when you sit in an area, and you turtle too much. I think game design since the mid-90s have been against turtling, where you just go into your base or you go into your area. There's some mechanics that stop you from being able to do this. I'm normally not the person that pushes. And you see someone came up to support me. I'm going to go get my skills here. It's been a really great group. Nothing wrong with this group. Like I said, everyone's doing their role. Everyone's great. We got it going on. Now, you might say I hindered us by maybe having a decoy, but I'm going to have a decoy on the next section. And I might as well get used to not having that extra DPS. And so, unbeknownst to me, you're going to see what happens, but I don't know, because I had a decoy, this signaled stuff what to do, or vice versa. But in any case, if you're going to fight from the containers, you have to have a decoy. If you're going to run to the boat, it doesn't hurt having a decoy. In any case, I'm preparing for, you know, what I think I'm gonna do next. I'm not gonna. At this point when I'm in the game, I'm like, should I call? Should I call them? Should I text them? Not text them. Should I go and chat and tell them, hey, we're gonna jump over. What do you want to do? But we've been here a long time, so I've told you before, I don't really like to force what I think onto the group, so I'm just gonna go there. And so they can see I have a turret. There's our healer. And he's like, and I'm like, hell yeah. Okay, so here we go. I know our heals are spot on. So I get a problem. I think I have a problem. It won't release the skills, so I have to switch skills for a second. I've had that lately a couple times. So that was kind of bad. But in theory, I'm going to have, I have my best DPS build for skill, so it should be okay. And so if you wanted a model of a group of people that don't normally do maybe legendaries, but are just good people to play with, that's what you're going to see here. There's no one-man heroics. There's just concentrated, continual getting people up that are down, everyone using their skills. There's, it's what you expect in the gameplay. So what you're going to see also is that, whenever my decoy is down, we're going to have problems. So I'd suggest if you were managing the play from here, you'd have 2 decoys and you'd have them alternate. You can see the nacelles, or that's what they're called. The motors for the copters are all being targeted, so it reduces the mobility, so that you don't have to say that. That's just people knowing how to play the game. That's fantastic. I, by accident, was running forward. So you can see that the decoy is down, and so we should catch a missile here any minute. There we go. Decoy. And so I throw the decoy. So that's, in general, this is kind of like a textbook way to play the, fighting from the containers. It's a fantastic group. But they are just long stroking us. But you can see that, everyone is on point. They don't panic. And that stupid decoy. And if I wasn't my skill build, I'd probably been my pulse build. And the only difference, instead of having a turret, I would have the pulse, so I could try to catch those copters every once in a while. And it'd give us some AoE damage to the surrounding area. I think the video I had earlier this week was manning zoo. The very next day, I came on, it was late at night, and I was just trying to get, I'm trying to get my shepherd up. And I got another manning legendary zoo with the same group leader. So, and we played it a little bit different on that one as well. So I'm going to have that video coming up. And this morning, I just went on while I was in my process. I have a couple of things I'm doing here. So I have an iPad Pro that I edit the videos on and create the content on. And I use LumaFusion. And I got another copy of LumaFusion for Android, so I'm going to benchmark that. So this morning, as I was transferring files off my laptop to the memory stick to get onto the iPad, I said, oh, let me just play it quick. And someone was doing Legendary Tidal Basin. They were past the first part. And so I recorded the whole thing, but the interesting thing is we, on Tidal Basin, there's two places you normally play it. It's the left far corner or the right near corner. And I have a build for both, so I put my build on. And we didn't leave the room. Now the room has some mechanic where you're always losing health. It's like gas coming on, so you're always taking damage. I've never gone in there, but the mechanic was 2 of the people took the damage, but not all of us. Or maybe my build, because I had recharge, armor, healing. Maybe I just didn't see that. So we played from there. It's interesting. I will speed it up because it's one of those things where you clear the area and then you kill the generators that power the gun turrets. The gun turrets are really powerful. You'll see in that video I go down quite a bit, peeking out and getting shot by that. So at this point, we've got the copters down. And so this is another place where groups fail. I think I've told you several times that, you'll have a guy that goes way forward, goes way to the left. What you don't realize is there's a spawn on the far left side. They're going to spawn eventually. And you'll see that as we kind of start moving around. There's a helicopter that drops 3 people down right in this spot. And a helicopter. There's Roxy on cue. And there's a helicopter that drops a chunga down on the boat. At this point, I'm getting rid of my decoy, and I'm going to use my drone. And it was right on time by accident. I didn't know this was going to happen. So once you get this part of the mission done, you can start moving a little bit forward. And if you do it right, you'll see we do a good job of keeping the pressure on the people on the boat so they stay on the boat. You can see they're starting to spawn over there on the left. Ronan, turn to the left, please. And my drone gets stuck. I had someone tell me in the comments once that when the visibility is like this, the drones aren't very effective, and I would tend to agree. I eventually destroy the drone and relaunch it, and it engages people, but it's interesting. You hear that copter? That is the chunga getting dropped down on the boat. There's the people launching from the left. And so what I wish I had on is my vial jammer build, but it's just not strong enough. So I have like a couple jammer vial builds that I keep in my loadouts. One of them, I don't do as much damage, not as fast, but I have more survivability. Really, I guess I have 3. I have the one that's based on a survival build with blues and all the modifications and a bunch of improvised gear. And then I got like the middle of a road. It's kind of decent recharge, but instead of having a lot of status damage, it has survivability. And then my main build is I have a lot of damage and no survivability. Knock it off. Hey, knock it off. Knock it off. Thank you very much. So, hey, so my son just gave me some money. Thank you, son. So I have a crazy moment here. I'm like, I run out of ammo on my machine gun and I changed my shotgun, which was stupid. I do normally go to the blue, I want to call it the Blue Nile, but that's a place where you buy rings. The blue screen LMG, because I like, you know, when I'm going to face a Chunga or maybe a Johnny 5 or a dog, I can really get the stacks up. And if I mark everyone, once I kill someone or launch a skill, everyone gets a status effect. It's not as great as when I have Violon because then I'm also doing damage. But a status effect is still a status effect. Getting near the end of the video. I appreciate everyone that's liking the videos and commenting. A couple really good comments. I also started going to the DZ. So I apologize for my language. I think some of the people wanted me to do PvP. And in my mind, that's like the DZ, but that's not the DZ. Someone also commented that, hey. Someone also commented that, you know, they were in a PvP, and I think that's a structured PvP, and, you know, it was really toxic in there. So I was in the dark zone, and it's kind of quiet and empty, at least the time I went in there. And I'm only on tier 1. So I'm getting the lay of the land. I'll show you some of that gameplay. It's really boring, but if you've never been in the dark zone, I go to the landmarks and try to take on the bosses. So that might be interesting, but I've started that. Yes, this person had was like level 13 expertise, and the people were giving him static because he wasn't level 20 expertise. All right, that's just the kind of grief no one really needs. So I want to thank everyone again for watching and subscribing. Right near 250, a quarter of the way of where I need to get to. I need to get to 1,000. Nice catch of the bullet there. My job has picked up quite a bit, so I'm trying to, on the weekends, I'm trying to get if I was smart, I'd get my videos done for the week and then have videos for you every day. But for sure, I'm going to have these legendary videos. This is the first one. Excuse me, Roosevelt. Then I'm going to probably do the title basin next because it's pretty interesting. I might do more montage of it because it's just interesting to see the different parts. And then finally, I'm going to do that other legendary in Manning Zoo. Just to put things in perspective, like when I did a district union, you know, I was in a group once and the guy said we could do it in 20 minutes and we did it in about 20 minutes. And this took a lot longer than that. The Manning Zoo takes long, Tidal Basin takes a long time. So wasn't the most powerful group, but it was steady. You can see we move kind of as a team. No one's out going crazy. So it was great. Thanks again. Have a good one. Bye.